welcome back, stream viewers. I think the adverts have finished. Thank you very much for sitting through them if you did. So, of course, we are going to our second map here, CP Gullywash Admirable. What do you reckon to the change in map here? Is there going to be much of a difference, or are we going to still see this like really close down to the last minute sort of action?
Yeah, I think it is going to be like, I played both these teams with Crack Clan and we tend to lose to everybody, so I guess that means they're equally good or we're just terrible. Obviously, both these teams are essentially new rosters, you know, created after I-46, but they're all very experienced players. I've got a little... Oh, I'm sorry, I'm getting a voice chat here from Cookye on Steam. Greg, please fill some time here while I find out what's happening.
I actually think, judging by what is happening, is that they're looking for a new server. I don't think they're happy with the server that they're on. There's just another chat that's going on in game. Of course, Epsilon and BFF both relatively new teams, and Gullywash takes that little bit more cohesion between the players than Badlands does. Just because Badlands is that sort of like standard, you know, double mix map. Everyone knows how to play it. Everyone knows what's going on. Meanwhile, Gullywash is slightly different with the like flank systems and stuff like that. I'm fully expecting teams to kind of on middle go the opposite sides to each other, if you see what I mean by that. Rather than just going head to head clashing it out. Probably see the soldiers bombing, but slightly later. Like Mike in particular is a player that likes to wait and see what the other team does before he goes in. So we might see some soldiers action like slightly later into the fight rather than, you know, the sort of early sort of stuff. As for what sort of happens around seconds, I'm fully expecting teams to push big door pretty heavily. It seems to be like the meter has slowly shifted towards that, even with Uber advantage and, you know, equal Uber, people like slowly going the big door side instead of going towards choke from now on. Have you managed to sort out what's going on with Cookye yet, Admirable?
Yeah, so basically they've decided to change server. I'm not sure who exactly was having the problem, but that means I'm going to have to just get the new relay details for Vanilla, so you just have to keep doing filler there, Greg. Sorry, 2 seconds.
Well, if anybody wants any shout-outs while I'm filling in at the moment, of course this is the first game of ETF2L Season 13 with a massive prize pool. Of course the winner, I think, gets £1,500. I think something along those lines. I can't remember the exact prize money, but it's absolutely amazing from ETF2L. So, you know, getting that first seed is pretty big for these teams. It makes sure that guarantees them top 2 pretty much. So this game is, you know, it's pretty massive. Even if some of these players aren't taking it as such or weren't before the game, obviously while they're here they are. It's a pretty big game in relation to the playoffs. You know, with whoever wins it pretty much guaranteeing themselves first spot, other than making a stupid having a stupid upset mid-season. So they do get the shot at that big prize pool. I'm getting a lot of people PMing me. Shout out to Ramon. Big shout outs to him. What a legend. Looking after all the Americans at I-46, of course. Shout out to Josh Boomy Smith from my team. Of course, Team England as well. Pretty massive back cap during the Nations Cup final. I'm being asked to talk about the Nitros game. I don't actually know what the score is or anything like that. Apparently the first map went to Nitros 5-0. That is not what I expected whatsoever, so that's pretty fucking massive. Excuse my language, sorry. Pretty massive there from Nitros, beating out Chinese Mafia, of course. I thought Chinese Mafia were the team to go into that a little bit more ahead, because Nitros haven't really been playing very much recently. We are reconnecting the Source TV over to the other server, guys, so you do not need to change anything at all if you're on the Source TV. If you're on the stream, you don't need to change anything either, so we're sorting everything for you. It's very simple here. So thank you very much, Admirable, for sorting everything for us.
Wow, thanks for filling in, Greg. I know that can be tough sometimes, but you did a magnificent job. So just in this little bit of downtime we have, I'll give you a breather and I'll start promoting some of that Vanilla TF2 stuff again. You can, of course, find us, our hub, our website, at VanillaTV.org. You can find the match ticker, the news, all sorts of great articles, content, our library of VODs as well. On IRC, we're at #VanillaTV on irc.quicknet.org. On Facebook is a new one for us. You can find us at facebook.com/VanillaTV.org. I understand there's all sorts of competitions and events going on there. Scully would be the man to talk to you about that. On Twitter, we are at VanillaTV.org. And on YouTube, we are youtube.com/VanillaTV.org. On Steam, you can find us at steamcommunity.com/groups/VanillaTV. And on Twitch, you're already there, baby. Twitch.tv/VanillaTV. And click that follow button, and I'll give you a big hug at LAN. or an e-hug across the wires and cables here. I think I got it all, Greg.
Wow. I still don't know how you manage it. I just forget them halfway through. You're just a machine going through them, Admirable.
It's the Windows 7 feature, sticky notes, man. Post-it notes on your screen. 2 screens, I've got it all covered here. But we are on Gullywash, like you say, and I liked your analysis there of what the might do on middles. I've seen both teams actually play fairly aggressively, but they've got a lot of different strats. Cookie's asking me, can they go live now? I'm saying yes. Go live.
Of course they can. So what have you seen these teams do on middle, Admirable? Are they more just straight up and up, go into your face? Or do you see them go kind of like passivity sort of play?
Greg, I don't really see much. I'm usually cowering in the back stairs there as I'm coming up. But I know that kaidus can be prone to playing quite aggressively, but actually I'm not even too sure, Greg. I'm not going to embarrass myself by just making wild accusations about how these teams play. But aggressively, that's what I'm going to go for. How's that for insight?
Brilliant. So you're mainly going to be looking at Gear and Darn on the middles, are you? Just to initiate that aggressive play, and off the back of that, everybody else charge in.
Yeah, well, it seems to be both soldiers will be jumping in. Maybe the scouts will be pocketing, or the demo men. But the team's opting to do that early aggression, and then it comes into these sort of little mind games. If we're expecting a team to go aggressive, we can just sit back and try and get those picks. But the addition to this map, I know it's been a while now since it got updated, but the drop down has really become popular for the Roman soldier. Like if you see the Roman soldier going underneath on the right hand side from his perspective, you immediately start looking behind you. You're scared he's going to come from that drop down. That's like a bit of a mindfuck, pardon my language, on middles. Because even he's got an option then, does he jump up or does he just like walk underneath or walk back? You just don't know where he is, and that's got to be in the back of your mind, especially if you're playing in the combo, trying to protect your medic. You have a tough choice. You've got to go forward or else try and go back and deal with that, and that's just one of the small things that's developed over Gullywash in the last couple of months in particular.
Yes, especially, if it's called early, a lot of people end up turning around and looking at it, which is not what you want at all. You just want to rely on your pocket soldiers to deal with it. And sometimes, if they get the jump on you through that choke and then they get their health back, it makes it really, really hard for that soldier one-on-one. And you kind of need 2 people sometimes, but anyway, take over.
We are live here for the second map of the ETF2L Season 13 Premier Division Week 1 game between Epsilon eSports and BFF. Epsilon took the first map, Badlands, with a 5-4 scoreline, but this is VanillaTV with Admirable, Greg, and Comedian on map 2. What's happening, Greg?
Soldier going in really, really aggressively onto that medic, does get taken down. That was done, so it means that Epsilon are going to have a really, really good start to this middle. Mike eventually goes down and Gears. There's no soldiers left up for Epsilon, and they're trying to clear this up, and there we go, a full wipe from BFF. Wow, Admirable. That was some really crazy aggression from Darn that didn't work out.
I was actually just watching Darn there the whole time as I was rhyming off that intro, but I saw his perspective for the whole way. He just bombed straight across, and he looked like he could have got KnOxXx there, no problem. His first rocket was good, but the pipe from numlocked just ended his life too soon. Didn't get that medic pick, and the rest of BFF just seemed to fall apart. I didn't see exactly what happened, but now we see Epsilon trying to make inroads here. They've actually Ubered in lower, numlocked and Mike coming through there from that lower lobby, and they're going to try and push ahead just to force them out enough. They're not going to overextend here because they're Epsilon, man. They don't make mistakes. They just do exactly what is needed to win, and they have managed to get the point and get position here. There is an Uber advantage for... It's actually exactly even Ubers right now. Or no, it's 20%. What am I doing, Greg? I can't read numbers correctly.
Mike straight in on that point, Seb sticking it as well. Of course, that's numlocked. Mike gets taken down by Cookye, but wow, 3 frags in Epsilon's way. numlocked eventually goes down time on the point from Walters, and what a cap from Epsilon, Admirable. That was pretty insane, non-Ubered push there. No stickies up on that riverside. Mike was just like, thank you very much, I'll jump in then, and voila.
Yeah, so I was just sort of tripping up over the reading of decimal numerals there. I was going to say that they'd probably just push without Uber here, and they did just that, and a well-executed push from Epsilon, converting their first chance of the game with little difficulty, and Epsilon coming in from the big door with 2 soldiers. The bomb up from Gear gets denied by a scout. He strafes away, manages to stay alive. Bybben jumps around though and picks up wltrs here, and Darn is bumped in behind, landed onto that little window of the Epsilon backstairs, but he's going melee against Epsilon. Mike and Schocky manages to come out. Yeah, it actually goes down, and Epsilon and Schocky have stayed alive, but the positioning here from BFF is good. They've taken the point and they are holding those choke points, holding the entrances, not allowing any repush from Epsilon. Both medics stay alive though, and it's going to be a tooth and nail fight for this second point, I would imagine, Greg.
Yeah, Stefan's still underneath on 10 HP, so he's not really going to get much done. He's just going to try and escape. I think actually there's a scout drops for him as he runs away, and he's going to get a health back. He probably will. Oh, the health's not even there, so he can't get that. But that was really weird middle as Gear comes in with the Uber, pops it straight onto kaidus, so they both Ubers are forced around that choke. Gear can't actually find anybody else there to multi onto, so that Uber from Epsilon is going to be far worse than the Uber from BFF, and as such Mike goes down at choke thanks to Cookye, and Captain Hacks is in onto actually there's a scout behind. I just clicked to him assuming he was kind of jumping in, but now that's 2 players down from Epsilon, and we're going to see BFF jump straight in. kaidus going towards the top along with Cookye and Dan, and that's a big kill. numlock's caught out by kaidus and goes down. Big play from kaidus, and they're going to possibly push straight to last. numlock's got a really late spawn here, and there's a scout already in trying to do some damage. kaidus trying to spam some stickies. Soldier just jumps on, and kaidus is way too early along with Cookye, and this is not going to work out at all anymore.
And they might be throwing good players after bad right now as kaidus overextends, get taken down. They've lost the scout as well, bybben down, trying to make something happen, but with a 3-player advantage I would expect to see Epsilon push out here, but BFF are going to hold quite forward because they have that Uber charge and they want to just go for it. They're going to buy a lot of time here, but they're effectively going 3 against 6. When this Uber fades, it's going to be really crazy, really dangerous actually. Wow, Mirelin manages to get out, picks up a scout. They get numlocked, down onto numlocked. They managed to get a frag out of that, but it's just Epsilon in a much better position with better heals. And Mirelin, oh, he stays in there. He should have gotten out. That was a rash decision to push in the first place, but wow, he just decided to commit to that anyway. kaidus picks up Schocky, who was going for that cap point, but now Epsilon are going to have to reassess as they are 3 against 1. But great read from Mike.
Did you see that? Oh my god, Mike playing that absolutely insane. Jumps in out of bottom lobby, rocket surfs up the ramp with a second jump, and then just takes down kaidus because kaidus can't det in time. No sticky right click is going to be quick enough for you if I'm flying that fast. Mike says sit down to kaidus right there, and takes a second frag as well.
Yeah, that was a sick surf. Oh my god, the people are going mad on STV for that. Mike changing the metagame yet again. And right now we see BFF trying to probe around the corner there onto the middle to see what numlocked is up to, but he has stickies in place to deny Mike onto Darn. Was that an air shot?
No, Darn was sniper in the bush, and they just spotted him straight away, just started spamming him and killed him.
The master of disguise gets spotted, and oh wow, big air shot there from Mike, denying Cookye his escape onto the balcony. And Epsilon are looking to be in a strong position to hold this. Mirelin actually Ubers to block here, but they're already 1 player down. They do get position over here, but they haven't really picked up any frags yet. This is Captain Hacks trying to do work. Finally gets Mike on his last shotgun shot, but the BFF players are stranded in no man's land. They're surrounded by a sea of red players.
There's only 2 Epsilon players left up. They're actually picking everybody up here, Admirable. Just numlocked left alive above. I don't think they know he's there. Can he backcap this? No, he's going to go for some frags, possibly onto the soldier. They see him now, and he gets destroyed. Wow.
I wonder, am I calling a different game here, Greg? I thought that Epsilon were going to get that there when they were just surrounding the guys there, but didn't work out like that. I guess I need to get my head in the game, Greg. Focus here. This casting isn't easy, not to be taken lightly.
No, I think what really happened there was Mirelin played that so brilliantly. He kind of baited so much of numlock's damage. numlock spent the whole of like the 10 seconds after the Uber fighting Mirelin, and Mirelin was just like, do you want to do any damage to me? Okay, then I'll just run away, thanks. And that in itself pretty much just enabled, you know, no damage for numlocked, enables BFF to go in and clear up the rest of them. And now we've got a pretty big Uber advantage actually for Epsilon. Wow, I wasn't expecting that. Do they have Chris Krieg?
I'm trying to find him. And
No,
to add a little bit of colour to that description of numlocked versus Mirelin, you have to imagine this high-pitched Latvian laugh the whole time, just probably pissing his pants laughing at trash talking how bad numlocked is. That's just like typical Mirelin on the comms. And right now we're into a little bit of stalemate here. This is one of the great things about TF2, the way the game sort of naturally paces itself between choke points and Ubers. You get these sort of highs and lows in action, and right now both teams are just posturing around trying to find out where they can get a pick, maybe pop off that Uber charge, but really in this sort of high-level TF2, rarely do they just overcharge in sort of optimistically and try and see what they can make happen. They try and get a pick first, or at least have a plan of what they're going to do after the overfades. And the aggression does come in from BFF here, but they know they Epsilon have that defender's advantage. Their overcharge is going to last that a little bit longer, but they're getting players behind. And this is the key thing now. Once the overcharge fails, oh, big rocket from KnOxXx before he gets taken down, takes out Nox, and now they have a medic advantage, an overcharge advantage, and meanwhile the rest of BFF are still alive. And Mirelin's going to get chased down by Gear here. He's getting needled though. It could. Oh, his rocket is true. Mirelin goes down. numlocked is managing to hold off the scouts here. He takes down bybben, but cookye remains alive here. Greg, is he going to get it?
I don't think he is. He craters off that sticky from numlocked. That was like a really cool fight from BFF, the way they played it, jumping so many players into bottom lobby. The problem was with it is they're two pocket players, you know, KnOxXx. And as they're pushing in here, they're going to just clear this up, grab a frag. I doubt there's going to be much fighting here, so I'll keep talking about it. kaidus and KnOxXx. KnOxXx kind of jumped behind. kaidus jumped into the bottom lobby. Mirelin's stuck on his own at choke. Even though they went and got all those frags, and it was, you know, 4 versus 3 or 3 versus 2, Mirelin was still on choke alone, and it just meant that Gear could push in. And that heal advantage that they like managed to pick up by taking down Nox was useless. Oh, they take him down again. Cookye and forward spawn a sniper. Sorry, guys. I should be looking at the game rather than talking about what's going on. As Mirelin goes down, thanks to numlocked bombing around the corner. But there's a lot of players down here for Epsilon. Just that one player, Schocky. He can't clear up 4 frags. Does manage to take down 1. And actually, middle might go straight back to BFF. This is such a back and forward game here, Admirable.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what Epsilon were thinking there. I mean, the sniper in that respawn is just standard. You've got to expect it. And it was spotted as well, because numlocked was sort of peeking on choke. He was dancing around there, looking left and looking right. He must have seen that sniper, but he should have relayed this information to Nox, and he probably did, but Nox decided to come round anyway, and I was just watching it the whole time. He peeked twice, and on the second one he got body shot by cookye. Just, well, I think he should have been a little bit more careful. I know sometimes you just have to gamble against snipers, but that wasn't one of those situations in my eyes. But right now Epsilon are coming up trumps here. No, maybe not, Greg. I'm not going to call it wrong again.
Oh my
Somehow
god.
BFF are going to hold on, because bybben is going huge.
Bib, this is going to be his 4th frag right there. I was watching his whole play through that middle point. He kind of went through big door, went up the right hand side. Nox was there alone, nobody defending him due to all the aggression at choke. It just 2-shot one. It was more like a 4-shot onto Nox. He turns around and then 2-shots both scouts and takes down numlocked. Absolutely brilliant play from bybben. And now this second point is going to go to BFF again, and they're going to have a chance to equalise this game at 1-1 here at Admirable. Wow, it's only 1 round so far.
Wow, really great awareness from Gear there. He was going to commit from lower out to push. Oh, but he's late back, left his medic strand, and bybben runs through, picks up Nox. He's on last. He gets the cap. The scout cannot deny him. Schocky gets beaver killed right there by bybben. And that's going to be 1-1, but this has just been a crazy little round. How long was that? Maybe 10 minutes, Greg?
Yeah, indeed. Look at the points for BFF at the moment. bybben with 2 DOMs and 29 points, well ahead of his medic. Pretty insane from him in that round. I was watching him the whole way after I was calling him that. And of course we're back onto middle. kaidus kind of drops into valley after going choke. Did a little bit of damage. Meets up with his medic. They're going to go right hand side here with kaidus. Nobody there at the moment from Epsilon. I think numlock's going to try and come up there now. He takes quite a lot of damage. Does take down KnOxXx. kaidus with a big play onto Mike. And now he's going to go for Nox. Nox on low HP. Trying to get an Ubersaw here. Gets 1. numlocked takes down kaidus. Nox is still alive. Is he going to manage to stay alive? They forced the Uber out. Well played from cookye eventually. But I feel like BFF really should have come up with that.
Cookye's still alive here. He's going to try and make a play, maybe get that medic and keep his team in the Uber competition. He just runs and numlocked the meat shot plus the self damage from that pipe. That was painful to watch. And now Nox is sort of alone here in the middle. He's got a scout actually to help out, but he's firing off arrows as well. Gets the crossbow bolt, avenges numlocked's death there. And now BFF are in danger of losing a few players too many as the scouts try and put on some aggression. KnOxXx goes down to the rocket of Gear. And Greg, it looks like Epsilon are going to take a firm hold in this game after having lost that last crazy round. But this is CP2 where they've just had so much trouble, it seems, in the last 10 minutes. But there's going to be much less resistance here with the spawns just coming in now from BFF. We do see Mirelin positioned in the lobby. He's getting stickied out by numlocked. They're not going to be able to push out from that entrance. And it looks like they're going to fall back to last, Greg.
Yeah, indeed. Just giving up that point so they can manage to get their Uber up, of course. Equal Uber at the moment, but Mike just about to spawn, so we'll probably see Epsilon try and push in. It wouldn't surprise me if they did this scout demo man Uber through main. In fact, they're going to go straight away. This is the old infused strategy. Pyro straight there, gets taken down by Schocky. The Uber's now forced. So there's a player down already for BFF. Will we see Epsilon recommit, recycle and recommit? Cookie's onto KnOxXx, takes him down. Gear goes down as well. Cookye somehow after that Uber just pushes straight in and takes down KnOxXx, of course numlocked out of ammo, and in come Epsilon. They've got to try and commit right now. They take down Mirelin, they're getting time on the point, kaidus can't get anything onto it, and there's the cap, 2-1.
wltrs comes in from that sneaky spot just when everybody's looking away. They thought they might have been able to hold on for a second, but no. It's going to be 2-1 here, Greg. If you've just joined us on Twitch TV, this is VanillaTV. I'm Admirable, with me is Greg. We've got Comedian on the stream. We are here for the ETF2L Season 13 Premiership game between Epsilon and BFF. This is the second map, and it is Gullywash. Welcome to competitive TF2. What's happening on middle, Greg?
It's just pretty much a standard exchange at the moment. Epsilon kind of stuck on their own check, taking quite a lot of damage. In comes kaidus, trying to get a lot of damage down with the bomb, but gets destroyed. Now Darn grabs one, Cookye grabs one. Darn, of course, trading there. And it's actually just going to be Epsilon's point at the moment. It's, yeah, 3 versus 2. I was going to say punchline. BFF just have to back out right there with KnOxXx and Mirelin on their own choke. I feel that kaidus's jump there was a little bit weird, but maybe it was the call from Darn, so, you know, kind of trying to bomb the Demo Man and Soldier in together, but unfortunately Epsilon were wise to it.
Yeah, they just managed to sort of recompose themselves a lot quicker. Obviously a man advantage there, but Mike pulling some scary faces seemed to be enough to force KnOxXx and Mirelin out onto the choke. Now they've regrouped. Epsilon not in any real danger at the minute.
Sniper from Waters.
Oh, that means BFF might be in danger. It looks like Epsilon want to hold, try and create an angle here at the big door side. They're using their soldiers to sort of deny any push in. Yes, the force has come in because of that sniper threat, and there's going to be maybe a second advantage here for Epsilon with this Uber charge as it fades. Although they did multi, they should be able to get this soldier. This is KnOxXx slightly overextended, not with a good read on the Uber, but the reinforcements come in for BFF. This is bybben, but the headshot from wltrs, such an angle there onto Mirelin. And now all Epsilon need to do is keep their medic alive. They've got to protect KnOxXx. He's their VIP right now for the next few seconds. He gets an Uber, so he's going to defend himself. Picks up another one. Huge play from KnOxXx. 4 out of 5 he got rated on vanilla TF2. I don't know about that, man. That is some 5 out of 5 medic play right there.
He just ate a pipe though from kaidus, so he's on 14 HP. Can kaidus get a sticky down on that ramp? Does manage to take down Schocky. Waters comes in and clears him up. Waters eventually going down. Do you reckon anyone's going to go in aggressive onto KnOxXx at the moment, who's still on 70 HP? Did he get 3 Uber swords, by the way? Because I swear he just Ubered and he's already got 100%.
Yeah, I think he got 2 and then just started healing. I'm not sure, he definitely got 2 frags anyway, but taking matters into his own hands there, Greg. That's how you got to do it. And Gear picks up Cookye. BFF are just giving away players here. They're already at a disadvantage. They're going to sacrifice Darn here for the force. They do get it though. So that's KnOxXx actually. Darn's going to play pocket for the time being. They get that force off and it's going to fade. This is an opportunity for them to defend. They're 2 players down though, and they've given up control of the lobby, so it looks like if they do try and block, it's going to be dangerous. They're going to back off to last. Wow, numlocked onto Darn. So it's going to be kaidus doing most of the damage here. No soldier on Gear. A spam rocket takes down Mirelin. That was the... Oh wow, that was like the lamest of rockets, the most peaceful of rockets that just killed in there. But man, Mirelin, the dodge master, doesn't manage to dodge that one, and Epsilon have already pushed through the water. They're cleaning house and they're going to get that cap 3-1, Greg.
Yeah, this is something that like numlocked really thrives in, this sort of like high pressure pushing action. You know, as long as they're going forward, he thrives on it, and you can see at the moment these sort of like crazy little fights, he's making a massive difference at the moment. You know, managed to pick up Darn on the top, and then it just means they can just keep going forward with that 1 player advantage. And here we go on to yet another middle. Gear jumping straight in for kaidus, can't take him down. Waters goes down to bybben. Bybben eventually getting traded. Wow, 3 frags really quickly, and BFF needs to get on their horses out of there, but unfortunately just taken down completely. Great play from Epsilon. I kind of thought they were going to lose that after the Gear bomb in, but it just seems like way too much distraction there from Gear, and a great play.
Yeah, it seems like Epsilon are going to take command, and it's an interesting point you make, Greg, about how they managed to keep the aggression on and keep making these picks, because like people tend to think that Uber charge is the big factor when you're playing competitive TF2 at this high level, but really it's probably the numbers game, like the man advantage. And as long as Epsilon can keep BFF with less than 6 players up, they're always going to be in a strong position, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, indeed. It's just the sort of thing that we used to do in Infuse, and it's what numlocked thrives on. You know, Mike's been in the same situation as well, so it's just what this Epsilon team is now adopting, you know, in the same sort of fashion. Epsilon used to do it as well to an extent, but they were slightly more methodical in their play. And actually, Cookye comes out, takes down numlocked in that top lobby area. Wow, it didn't die either. So there's a player advantage here for BFF. They're going bombing in for that medic pick. How is Nox got not gone down? Eventually he does, and actually he's as loads of kills coming for BFF, and a train wreck for Epsilon, that top lobby. What did I try and say? Top lobby, yeah. And a kind of like, I would say, clockwork-esque play from Cookye, just charging in when there's no Uber up.
All aim, no brain there, yeah, that's what you're saying.
Pretty sure Clockwork's in the Source TV.
Yeah, of course, gotta troll him out. And, yep, nice play from BFF. Maybe this is the momentum shift they're looking for. They've managed to just sort of humiliate Epsilon there in the lobby. And we see Darn jumping ahead here to get the sniper. wltrs, oh, might have gotten him, but Mirelin's there to save him with the Uber charge, but he almost overextended. Mirelin manages to get out just in time as the whole full force of Epsilon came in there, a sledgehammer into that big door. They're covering their sniper here. Anybody who peeks around is going to get destroyed by double rockets, and I think numlocked has switched his attention onto the choke now as he realises BFF are going to switch around, but he's stranded. The rest of his team are still at big door. The combo are too slow to react. numlocked goes down and BFF's freight train rolls on. They've got themselves a great advantage here, although they are at an uber disadvantage with no demo man here. This is going to be quite blockable for BFF, I think, Greg.
Indeed, but they need to force that Uber slightly early. There's still that sniper from wltrs who just got a headshot, trying to take that scout down, who's slightly overextended now as well. And in come some players trying to block this point. They need to force this Uber, really. Mirelin's now on 80%. The Uber does get triggered, and that should delay the cap for enough for Mirelin to get this Uber and try and block. Maybe not. They've almost capped it. 98%. He's got it now. Will they pop straight away? Or yeah, they do pop straight away, straight on the corner. They've already got 2 kills. Mike and wltrs. numlocked stranded, close at choke. They need to kill him. Yes, they do. And this middle is going to go straight back to BFF. A really, really nice, like, delayed hold of middle there, Admirable.
Yeah, absolutely. I was actually really impressed as well by Epsilon's play. Like, as they walked in just with the soldiers, they played around their medics so well. They didn't sort of try and jump ahead and block off the doors or anything, didn't expose themselves to easy picks. Although there was that sniper threat, they just seemed to be oblivious to him, didn't get taken down in that sense, but just ended up overcommitting that little bit when they thought they had to go for it. And BFF now in a position to punish them, pushing on to last here. They've got Epsilon at their mercy. There's an advantage for Nox. Wow, bomb in there from Captain Hacks. Doesn't get the force because he doesn't have it, and actually BFF are giving away frags, but they have players on the point. Kaidus coming in from below, gets the Uber forced off. He's going to go down. I know the first rocket's no good. He manages to get taken out by the shotgun of Mike, but Mirelin with an Uber advantage. There is a back cap on right now though, Greg. Well, not exactly a back cap, but a push out from Schocky.
Yeah, indeed. Mirelin's going to have his Uber now with Darn in that bottom lobby area, and they're going to have to pop it straight away to stop themselves getting caught out. But all these spawns are coming in now during this Uber. They've already got 1 kill. wltrs on 50, Schocky's on 20, so it might be quite an easy cap here for BFF. They do manage to pick up wltrs, and there's just, you know, 4 players left alive here from Epsilon. They're going to back up. They've still got an Uber advantage, but will we see exactly the same thing from BFF, where they try and bomb all those players, and then Mirelin just makes sure he builds that Uber with Darn, and they block second, and then it, you know, a repeat of exactly the same thing. Actually, a sniper headshot from Schocky. Straight onto kaidus is coming. kaidus gets destroyed by the sticky trap.
Double sniper. It's wltrs. There's a scout on the point though. Oh, wltrs too strong. Destroys Cookye there just in time, and that means that there's going to be very little back cap potential here for BFF. They realise their number has been called. They're backing off the middle, and they're leaving nobody there for the potential back cap. They're not going to block either. They're going to hold on to the choke here. Mirelin's about to have his Uber. Nox ready, has his. If Epsilon push into this, it could spell disaster, but I think they've heard that Uber call there, so both teams are going to be a little bit standoffish here. Epsilon in the driving seat with a great option to play the clock here, Greg. Would you park the bus? Actually, as I say that, BFF push in and instigate the action. They've actually got their medic juggled away though, and Mirelin is in deep doo-doo here, Greg. He's stranded behind rock, and the rest of BFF are being held up on the flanks. Kaidus manages to pick up a frag, but Mirelin and Darn are already down. Actually, Darn gets a rock onto numlocked at the same time. Cookye and bybben go down. Greg, I'm going to call it. Looks like Epsilon are going to make it happen here. They're going to hold on.
Look at the health on all of those Epsilon players. Every single one below 50 HP. It was so close, that fight. And, like, I was kind of watching kaidus during the Uber. They just Ubered in and tried to get kaidus behind again. It seems to be one of their kind of strategies off the Uber is get kaidus behind. But Schocky was well aware of it, mid-air meat shots him, so kaidus kind of got like a little bit destroyed, as Epsilon of course trying to push straight onto this middle point. Sniper there trying to come in and deal a little bit of damage. They're kind of trading two players to two players. I lose Dan and bybben for wltrs and Schocky.
Do you see that pipe, man? Wow! And another kill from numlocked. Unbelievable. It looked like Epsilon had just put themselves in a horrible position, dropping down there and allowing the BFF players to come in even without their medic and do some big damage. But numlocked just a pipe from heaven there, straight up onto kaidus. Picked up a second sticky kill as well. I think that pipe actually was a double kill, but wow, just great shot from numlocked there. Great shot. Just keeping his team in the game. Now they're going to push on to last. They've got an uber advantage here. They might just go for it. No, they're going to slow things down and just make sure they cap the point before they push out. There is an attempt at block though. Darren hiding behind the tanker, picks up wltrs. Doesn't manage to get Stefan, but he's buying his team vital time. He's going to be in that spawn queue for 15 seconds though. The Uber's already come in, but the heavy weapons guy cookye is here to deny. bybben's pyro goes down, and wow, Captain Hack's getting way too far away from his medic as Mirelin opts just to heal that heavy and try and tank out as much damage as he can. But it looks like Epsilon are just going to go hold on here. Superior positioning and teamwork has allowed them to come out. Oh, have I called it too early? kaidus, oh, almost gets the ball, but he gets denied eventually by KnOxXx, and that's going to be 4-1 in favour of Epsilon eSports here, Greg.
Yeah, indeed. If kaidus had about 4 more stickies loaded, then I think they might have been able to hold on to that. But unfortunately for him, he'd already used up all his ammo trying to block that point already. So 4-1, as you say, and we're going back on to yet another middle here, Admirable. kaidus going choke. He's going to drop back into that valley. That seems to be what he's like. Is quite happy to do, and he's going to push up right straight into numlocked's face, along with the rest of his team. They pick up 2 big frags, numlocked and wltrs, as they're pushing forward. And I've got to let you take over. I'm laughing too hard.
Yeah, it seems like BFF on some sort of sexual adventure here, picking up 2 big frags, but right now it's all going down the pan for them as Epsilon just regroup again. This is what they're so great at doing, just recognising when they're in a little bit of a disadvantage, dropping out, healing up for just a split second there, and then coming in stronger than ever. And BFF sort of overextended there. I guess I'll go to my TF2 cliches, Greg, and say the focus fire wasn't good enough and they're not playing as a team, but that's really what happened there in the middle. They just didn't get those frags, and now Epsilon are going to push ahead here with... Oh wow, Merlin's being totally caught off guard. Nobody called that Epsilon were coming in on the lower side of the lobby there, and that was just a perfect storm there. That was horrific to watch as BFF got wiped, and this is just going to suck any momentum out of their comms, any real hope of them coming back. It's going to be a tough one to come back. They're going to have to dig deep here, Greg, find some mental resolve.
Yeah, they got to predict that. Epsilon
oh,
do
look
that
at
all
Mirelin,
the time.
Sorry, Greg. Ooh. It's Crits Krieg for this middle.
This is what they need, a little bit of kaidus magic, or in fact it could be anybody magic really, with how they're losing players all the time. I mean, we saw a cookye crits meat shot. Dan's going to try and go aggressive, uses 3 rockets trying to go forwards and just craters. In fact, he just dies. They lose 3 players really, really quickly. No kaidus to crits on, and I think pretty sure Mirelin goes down as well, so they don't even have that crit screen. Captain Hack's getting jumped on by 3 people with their melees now.
Down. 6 men down, what a wipe. Looks like BFF are falling apart here, Greg. I wonder, are they regretting the decision not to wildcard this game and play it? Like you say, they maybe didn't care, but I thought that was just maybe a little lie they were going to tell themselves so they could play out of their skins, but no, they're just falling apart here. 5-1 right now with 5 minutes left. Again, they're going to Uber in with 3 and try and get some easy frags. Just such sick DM, they can do things like this. Just go ahead with 2 sodas and a demo, and they're still coming out on top, even though they are pushing 3 against 5 effectively. Great play from Epsilon there, really just driving their advantages home, and the GG is called because we have reached the cap limit here, Greg. That is 6-1, sorry, a cap difference of 5, and that's how we roll in Europe. Any final thoughts, Greg?
Just a really, really good game from them. While it ended 6-1, when it was 1-1 for so long, it really, really looked like BFF could have come back into this, especially when they pushed last. They obviously had the disjoint Ubers, which made it a little bit hard for them, but literally the fact they had those 2 pushes to last and they just completely messed up in their face, to me was the turning point. And from there, Epsilon just went straight on and pretty much just rolled it, and the aggression from them was brilliant. You know, the fact that they just like love the momentum and pushing forwards and just continuously picking off frags, it just worked so well.
Yeah, and I guess I'll ask you who your man of the map was before we wrap things up.
Numlocked, easily. Top fragging as well, just absolutely destroying it. You know, Mike last map, Numlocked on this map, they just got so much damage and DM in their combo here, Epsilon. It's just really, really good to see.
I'm going to go for our boy Jean-Louis, aka KnOxXx, with a big century game there, hitting 102 points as the map ended. Like, some sick play. We saw clutch moments with Ubersaws and stuff, but just generally, he is the caller for their team, and he is the person who's sort of creating this momentum for them and controlling the flow of their pushes and controlling the solars and stuff so well. Although we can't hear that, I can only imagine that's how it's going down. So yeah, I'm going for KnOxXx. I can only wonder, Greg, as a final thought here, how different would it have been if Soldier of the Season Zebasai had been here? Obviously, KnOxXx did a sterling work, considering maybe that English isn't his first language and he's just sort of come into the team tonight. But we'll never really know. We'll have to wonder until the playoffs if Zebo could have made a big impact here.
I think it would have made an impact. It definitely would have made an impact because Zebo is kind of one of the people to help control their combo. Kaidus plays a lot of like aggression sort of thing because Zebasai will be controlling Mirelin, and the fact that they didn't have him there to do that makes a difference. But KnOxXx is a much more like consistent pocket soldier. Zebasai is so used to roaming that I don't know how. Still not seen him pocket even, so I don't know how he would, man up against Mike, or match up against Mike or anything like that. So, it's kind of swings and roundabouts there, really. So I think it probably would have been the same result, but maybe they wouldn't have been derailed in Gullywash.
Yeah, okay, let's close it up here then. This has been VanillaTV covering the ETF2L Season 13 Premier Division Week 1 game between Epsilon eSports and BFF. Epsilon coming out on top here, taking the first map Badlands 5-4, the second map Gullywash 6-1. A dominant performance. I have been Admirable. Greg has been my co-caster, and we've had Comedian doing the camera work on the stream there. Please hit that follow button if you're on twitch.tv. And other ways to find us, you can head on over to vanillatf2.org. On IRC, we are #VanillaTV at irc.quicknet.org. On Facebook, we are facebook.com/VanillaTV.org. On Twitter, we are at VanillaTV.org. On YouTube, we are youtube.com/VanillaTV.org. SteamCommunity.com groups/VanillaTV. And on Twitch, you're already here. So keep it locked on VanillaTV for more high-level competitive TF2 action coming up over the next few months.